We're live. Good morning, everybody. Daniel Allison, the average dude, with my friend Freddie Blanton.
Good morning, Daniel. Great to see you on this beautiful Tuesday morning.
And how is Freddie feeling on this Tuesday, Christmas week, busy week, end of the year, 2025, 356 days in a row? How are you feeling?
You got one word to describe how I'm feeling. Give it your best shot.
Amazing. Incredible.
Yes, yes, yes,
Freddie is fantastic, amazing.
yes.
I've never known him. Every 356 days in a row, I've asked him that question many, many times. It's always a one level up, right,
Yeah,
Fred? One
don't
level up.
forget incredible.
Don't forget incredible. You know who else is feeling incredible?
Red Wing Russ is feeling incredible.
I like it. You can see it in the exclamation marks. You can see it in the way that they say good morning, all the way from San Diego out there in California. It's early out there.
You know, that's where Santa finishes his run. San Diego.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's finishing up at Antarctic Mike's house, and then he heads back to the North Pole.
Somebody says he gets that sleigh in the ocean. I'd love to see it.
Oh my goodness, that would be interesting to see. There's Mr. Joe all the way from Boston. So we've got California, we've got Massachusetts, and we got upstate South Carolina. How about that?
South Kakalaki.
So hey, good morning. Welcome to the Energy Bus. If it's your first time here, Freddie, what in the world are we doing here?
We are straight out of TR, Traveler's Rest, and we are getting our minds right, Paul. Happy.
Yeah. Is Paul here too? There he is. Straight out of TR. Good morning, everyone. And look at these exclamation marks. He's going to have a fantastic day. Look at that. That might be a record right there.
You probably just laid down a challenge for other riders.
I believe so. I want somebody to really give me a block of exclamation marks. But hey, Fred.
How are you feeling, Daniel? Do you need an incredible edible?
An incredible edible what?
Just you feeling
protein
good?
Bar, a protein bar maybe?
Yeah. One of those balls of peanut butter covered in chocolate.
Ooh, you know what I would like? I would like a protein shake from down there at Planet Smoothie. Man, that would be good.
They are
good old protein shake. Maybe Gary. Now we've got Texas, Massachusetts, California, Texas in the house. Good morning, Gary. Gary's day off today, I believe. No meeting today. I believe he's off for the rest of the year.
That place may shut down.
What's that?
That place may shut down.
Hey, I agree with Paul Pappy. We need a little something here, bro.
Bro, you need something, bro?
We need a little first sip.
First sip, let's go!
There it is. Thank you. So I am super duper excited. We've got a guest backstage. We're going to plan on having many more fantastic guests in the year of 2026. And so the last time that we spoke with this gentleman, he was in Japan. We're talking geography this morning on First Sip.
He was in sushi.
Huh?
He was eating sushi.
He was eating something. And now he's back and he's doing great things here in the States. My friend and one of the fastest growing facility maintenance folks I know, Mr. Trent McJunkin.
Morning, guys.
Good morning.
Hey, when I talk about people that are on fire, People that are on fire. Freddie, when I say somebody's on fire, what do you think about?
Trent McJunkin. Do you think he's operating at a high frequency? Your word, high frequency?
I think he is. Trent, tell me about someone that's operating at a high frequency that's on fire. You tell us what that is.
I think that's someone who's trying to get better every day, trying to be the person they needed a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, trying to give back to whatever industry they're in.
Absolutely. Take folks back. Some folks here may not be familiar with your journey. We couldn't hear you real good when you're in Japan. Take us back to the BMW days. Take us back to that young man who wanted to make progress in his career.
So kind of start in the middle there. I was a night shift maintenance supervisor, and I started learning about maintenance management and reliability and all those best practices just because I was interested in it and I wanted to become better. So I would take some of my days off and I would attend these workshops and seminars, read articles, pay money out of pocket to take these online courses, whatever it was from these experts in the field, learn everything I could to just try to be a better maintenance supervisor. Well, once I had done that, I wanted to see if all this stuff that I learned, was it real or was it just fluff that you see on the internet? So took the leap to go to a startup with a company called Oshkosh Defense in Spartanburg, was the first local employee there, and got to see that go from an empty building to a production facility. And now just took the leap again to do another startup in Greenville County. So been
exciting times. And what's amazing, Freddie, and I'll tell you, and you probably know, you heard him. He was working third shift. He had a good job, but he was working third shift. Yeah. And he started chipping away and started learning. What does that make you think of? What does that mindset make you think of, Fred?
Well, so you eventually get to a point where, like he did, you know what? I'm going to dedicate myself to figure out what this industry is about. What do I need to learn? What was he sick of third shift? What did he have his family in mind? Was there something that pushed him over the edge, saying, you know what? I'm going all in. And I think personally, that's where you have to get to if you expect your trajectory to increase. You have to say, all right, I'm all in. Let me figure it out.
Let me figure it out. So you started doing things, and the journey continues, doesn't it, Trent? You weren't satisfied. You had a great job at BMW. You're working third shift, but you keep learning. When do we turn that off?
I don't think you can ever turn that off unless you want to start going in reverse.
That's right.
Even now, I mean, last week, Daniel, I told you, but I'm a certified DISC consultant, so I can administer the DISC profiles and help people understand themselves better. And that's just one small thing that I'm trying to add to the toolbox.
Hey, let's look at what Gary says here. I think it's an interesting point, and you're all about maintenance, and sometimes we have to maintain equipment. We've got to maintain ourselves. That's the most important machine. Even a high performance motor can be run at 10,000, can't be run at 10,000 RPM all the time. It needs some downtime and regular maintenance to be able to perform at a high frequency and on fire when needed. Trent, how do you manage that? How do you manage your energy? I know you've got a young family. You're trying to make progress. You're doing a lot. You're learning a lot. How do you handle all that?
So I think investing in yourself is the key to creating margin in your life. If you don't know who you are and who you're for and how to achieve those goals, you're just going to be going around with any wind that blows and kind of stuck in that chaos. But if you can figure out who you are, what you're good at, what your strengths are, what problems you solve for people, that will allow the right people to be drawn to you and the right problems for you to solve to come forward.
I love it.
Trent, you see a lot of people spend money on crazy things, and I don't even want to list them. I don't want to offend anybody. Why are people so scared to spend money on themselves? It's the best investment you can make.
I don't know. I think it has to do with they think they're scared to take the risk. What if I spend this $500 on this 1-2 day workshop and nothing happens? Well, it's probably not going to happen as soon as you finish that course or whatever it is, that certification. You have to do the work. It's easier just to sit back and coast and just figure out what happens, and it'll probably end up okay. But if you have something, a higher goal, something that you're trying to achieve, you can't avoid doing the work. And some of that comes with coming off the hip with some cash and some time and getting after it.
I agree. Trent, I want to take you into something that I know it's how we met. I've been calling on the Rite Aid Distribution Center here, and you know where that building is, right? And I could not get in front of that guy. If anybody knows who was managing that facility, please let me know. I never actually talked to him. But when Oshkosh started up there and I found out that Trent was there, I started calling on him. I wanted to talk to Trent McJunkin because I wanted to know, like, and trust him so that I could sell him some services. And you've seen that time and time again, Trent. You've been on the other side of the table as folks like myself have come in and tried to talk to you. Have you learned anything?
Oh, yeah, I've learned a lot. I was actually telling that story yesterday about how we met. Daniel's business card with his picture on it sat on my desk for months.
Weird.
Yeah. He dropped it off, and I just never called him, never returned his text for weeks or months. But one day, I just needed some help, called him, gave him an at-bat, and it worked. But I felt like I could trust him. He seemed like a guy who had integrity. And not everybody has been that way. But his reputation preceded him.
That's right.
I can see it now. You're at your desk, Trent, and you're trying to figure something out. And the sun pops through the window, and it hits Daniel's glamour shot on his card, and you're like, Daniel Allison.
The average dude.
The heavens opened. I wish that I could give that experience to more people. I mean, wouldn't that be a great, just as they're getting ready to write the PO, the average dude, that'd be a great thing.
There you go.
Tell us about what works, what doesn't work, what annoys you, what's a good salesman versus a bad salesman. Just give us your perspective as someone that's had a lot of folks knocking on the door based on your position.
So I think it boils down to three things: character, competency, and chemistry. Do you have integrity? Do you have strong character? Do I know that you're going to do the right thing? Competency. Do you know what you're talking about? And can you solve the problem that I have? And chemistry. Are we going to work well together? If you don't have all three of those, we may do one little bit of business together, but it's not going to be a long-term relationship where we are, wherever I go, you're going as my vendor and all those things. An example, a long time ago, I had a vendor show up and tell my security guard, hey, I have a meeting with Trent. And they said, all right, what time? He said, I'm 5 minutes late already. I got to go. And the guard did what they were supposed to do. They called and said, hey, such and such has a meeting with Trent. And I checked my calendar because I try to put most things in my calendar, but sometimes I miss. I said, I don't have a meeting. I said, who is it? Told me their name. I said, all right, don't know that person. What's the company? Told me the company. And I said, I don't know who this person is. I don't think I'll have a meeting with this person. So they said, what does Trent look like? And the guy said, I don't know. I was just trying to get in the door. So he lied and tried to just sneak his way in. And that bothered me a lot. If you're going to not have that kind of integrity to say, hey, you don't know who I am, but I'm just trying to earn your business, get to know you. But try to con your way into a room. It rubbed me the wrong way. So I think that's the character piece that was lacking there. And the guy never got a shot.
Hey, he destroyed the most important thing. I need you to trust me. I need you to trust me. I mean, we call it trust, but that know, like, and trust, it can all be up under that trust, right?
Yeah.
If I believe in Trent, I want Trent to do good. I know that he's going to take care of the problem, or we'll flip it around. We know that that person's going to take care of that problem. We want them on our team. We know that we can communicate. We know that we don't have to worry. We know that we're not going to have a bad egg. Have you ever got a vendor on site and then tried to decide how we're going to get rid of this? We made the wrong call, right? There's nothing worse than the wrong vendor.
Yeah, and those wrong vendors make it harder for the good vendors to get in because you get that wall built up. You have your guard up, and you don't want to have that negative feeling again. You don't want to waste that money again. So your good vendors, and I hope that you have good vendors, you have to keep them close. You have to keep them in the loop, keep them informed to continue to nurture that relationship.
Absolutely. Fred, you got something on your mind?
Have you started writing the book, The 3 C's of Facilities Management?
Woo!
I have not started writing the book, but I'm in the middle of a few article series right now and starting to write a lot more. So maybe that's a good book idea.
Hey, I want to bring up, you mentioned it. I think you're doing a great job with your content. Follow Trent McJunkin. Follow him, read his articles. Gary, I think that you would really enjoy Trent's stuff. Paul Pappy says, great. Trent wrote a great article on burnout, an all-around perspective on the symptoms and causes. And why don't you riff a little bit on burnout? When I say burnout, what comes to mind, Trent McJunkin?
So burnout is a lot of times people think, you just need to watch this motivational YouTube video and just white knuckle it and get better, do better, work harder. But a lot of times it's not that simple. It's a product of the system that you're in, either something that you've built and not built it robust enough, or it's something that you've just been dropped into. It's a broken system, and the system is giving you the outputs that it's designed to. So whenever you're facing burnout, you have to understand why is the system that I'm in creating this situation, and what can I do to tweak that system, rebuild that system, or maybe I need to find a new system.
It is. It's funny. I love a good metaphor. I love a good kind of illustration. You talk about maintenance. You talk about maintaining that equipment. The same is true for mindset. The same is true for our own personal energy, isn't it?
Absolutely. We can get stuck in the monotony of every day and then forget to take that step back and take that time to disengage and take an assessment of where we are. What are we doing? Are we making progress? Are we spinning our wheels? Just like a shutdown on a maintenance team.
I love it. Freddie, I want Trent to comment, and I want us to talk about this. Those 3 C's from a trust building. I really like that. Curiosity, man. It's hard to fake curiosity, isn't it? If you really want to know and you put that seed in, man, I really want to know. Not if is he going to buy from me or not. I want to know, how does he handle that big plant? That Isuzu plant is big. He's got so much going on. I want to see what it's like in there. Right?
Well, see, that's one of Joe's C's right there.
What did he say?
Curiosity, chemistry, and competency.
I love that.
Trent's looking for character, competency, and chemistry.
Oh, hey, I like all those C's. I like all those C's.
But typically that'll start with a little curiosity, right?
It will. And talk some more about your C's there, Trent. And I apologize. That curiosity jumped out to me.
Yeah, that curiosity is a good one. I think we all have to stay curious. But competency, I was having lunch with a really young, ambitious business development rep yesterday. He was actually recommended through David Turner, our friend, and said, you need to go meet Trent McJunkin. So he said, I have no idea who you are, but I want to have lunch with you because people say I need to meet you. So we had lunch, we talked, and he wanted to know, how does he build trust? How does he build this rapport with people in the region? And I told him, the character, competency, and chemistry. And The competency piece is you don't get a PO and then prove your competency. If you want to build that trust, you have to prove that you have competency before you even get invited to the table.
Yeah.
And how do you do that? You do that by adding value before you need to solve the problem for the person.
You got to get invited.
Post? Is that through a podcast? Is that through a lunch and learn? Or what can you offer for low to no cost to put money in that emotional piggy bank to build that trust?
Can I jump in here and say this? This just popped into my head. You know, you're going to get some quotes. If this company is not in the game, they don't have a chance to get it, right? So you might have somebody that is your go-to, but very likely you're going to have to get 2 more quotes. And so that first job, my first job is to get in the doggone game. Next time you need something, Trent, put me in the game, because if I'm not quoting it, I'm not going to get it. And now I'm bringing value and you're going to give me a chance. You're going to give me a shot. Is that how it typically works?
Absolutely. Whenever the problem or even the whisper of a problem arises in any plant, and say it's for appliances or refrigeration, Aaron Jacobitz, that's who I'm calling. Yeah, because we've built the relationship, we've built the rapport. If I need some assembly tools, who am I calling? I'm calling Paul Pappy. Who's getting the first at bat? You have to build that trust early because you want to be the first call. Everybody wants to be the first call. Nobody wants to be the third quote because I need one.
So you got starters in the game, but every once in a while you got to look over to the bench and see who's ready to pull that warm up off and hop in the game.
Absolutely. Yeah, if you get 2 good vendors, you're in really good shape.
Yeah.
We want people to think about us, right? A big part of sales, a big part of prospecting, a big part of kind of getting on their radar. We were joking earlier about the average dude. If Trent has a problem in this area, whatever it is, we want him to do what he did with David Turner and Paul Pappy and all these other folks that he just mentioned. We want him to think of us when they think of something else. So it becomes a game of how can we get in there? How can we plant that seed and better position ourselves in order to do that? What tips do you have for folks that are out there right now? There's so many different ways of trying to get in touch with somebody and bring tips. If you were on the other side, what would you do, Trent?
So this is the advice that I gave this guy yesterday. He's in the laser welding space. So I said, so you deal with fab shops, body shops, pretty big industry here in the upstate, right? Yeah. So who else is in that space that doesn't care that you're a laser welding guy? And he started thinking, okay, well, they produce some scrap metal, right? I said, do you know who Metal Man Matt is? And he said, I think I should know the name. So I gave him the name, and he's connected with Metal Man Matt. And hopefully that's a segue into an intro for him to get his foot in the door where Matt has already built the trust. It's that warm intro, finding people that you can partner with, because that's how I got connected to Metal Man Matt, was through Daniel Allison and Tony Wright, who runs Monster Smash.
That's right.
So that may not have happened without somebody who already had trust and rapport.
Yeah.
So you have to find who is your avatar, who is your ideal customer, and who's already got that influence with them.
Daniel used to say this about 14 times a day. Real human connection.
Yes. Through proximity.
Yes.
Through proximity.
Proximity, energy, and data.
Hey, have y'all been inside my head looking at my notes? I absolutely love this conversation, because we're talking about the real world stuff. I very likely know the young man that you're talking about, and he's doing so many things right. You know, it's amazing when you see these business development reps and they're taking the job serious. I see Freddie over there taking notes. I love to see things that says, hey, I'm engaged. I'm connected to the information. I'm connected to this conversation. I'm connected with people. I'm energized. And some business development reps, they're, you know, it's just going through the motions. If you're not excited about it, I can't get excited about, look, I'm not going to ever get excited about a laser welder. Okay. You're going to need to do this for me. You know, there's people that say, I'm going to buy a Bobcat. I don't need a Bobcat, but I'm going to buy one because I like Freddie. That's what we're looking for, right? That's what we're looking for.
Well, what you mentioned earlier was that at one point in time, you thought, okay, how can I make myself better to give back to the industry? And now you're writing articles. You're a person of interest in this world. How important is that for someone who's young? They're trying to figure it out, where it's not all about you. It's trying to bring recognition and almost a code of honor to the industry.
I think we get caught up in all the media and the highlight reels of what we think business is supposed to be, and whatever your business is, that's what we're talking about. But we often overlook the importance of integrity and authenticity and the relational factor that goes into all these levers of business. And I think articles is a great way to do it. Podcast videos is a great way to do it. Quote tiles of something that you've learned, post those on LinkedIn, whatever it is. Creating that ecosystem where you can become a resident expert and work alongside other resident experts and create something great.
I love it. Trent,
be an expert in your industry.
When people think about Trent McJunkin, what do you want them to think about? What do you want them to come to mind? You're doing a lot of social media, right? You're putting yourself out there. You're obviously getting more of a consultative type role for other folks to look at you. When folks think of Trent, what do you want us to think?
I want them to think he's been there. He's been in my shoes. He can help me. He cares about my success. And when they think manufacturing in South Carolina, I want them to think about me.
Ooh. Hey, and you're doing all the right things. You're writing about it. You're talking about it. What encouragement can you give to that third shift guy that's working at BMW right now? Maybe he likes it. Maybe he doesn't like it. What would you say to him, Trent?
Nobody cares about your success as much as you do. So you're the only person who can invest in it.
Oh, I absolutely love it. Trent is on fire. We love having folks that are doing great things, that are making moves, right? We want to be around people that are making moves, because if we're in close proximity to that, you can't help but move yourself, right, Freddie Blanton?
Right on.
Hey, we've got 1 minute. Who has the final thought on this Tuesday before we got Christmas Eve tomorrow? Come on now. This is a big day. It's a big day.
While Trent thinks of his final thought, let me just throw out a few things here that's been mentioned.
Yes, let's do it.
Your industry, be an expert in your system, invest in yourself, because you can't avoid doing the work. If you want to grow, it's up to you. If you want to change, it's up to you.
If you want to grow, it's up to you. If you want to change, it's up to you. So often we're waiting on somebody to save us. We're waiting on somebody to come into that third shift situation and see how hard we work and see how much we know.
It's not happening.
The world does not work like that. Trent McJunkin, final thought on this First Sip Tuesday.
So I've got two things for you. If you have not read the book 360 Degree Leader by John Maxwell, go buy it today on Amazon. It's about $8. Second thing is, your reputation is your resume. Every interaction you have should reflect that mindset. Your reputation is your resume.
I love it. Hey, Trent brought us the gold this morning. Thank you. We're going to go spend it today. See y'all in the morning. Have a great day, everybody.
Well done.
Let's